amid the controversies surrounding Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act. An Indianapolis man seized upon a loophole in the law that allowed him to create a church centered on the use of marijuana or cannabis. As Harrison Wagner reports, the church has not gone away despite resistance from others in the community.
In downtown Indianapolis, there is a close-knit group of people gathering in an old church to worship. But once you get inside, you realize it isn't a traditional church. There are people singing, but not your traditional worship songs. This is the First Church of Cannabis. Congregants here don't celebrate God, but rather the supposed positive and healing effects of cannabis.
The seed was planted in 2010 when I got my minister's license. So, you get your minister's license. It's like getting a lottery card. You always sit there and say, hey, what would I do if I got a church? What if I got a church one day?
This summer, Bill Levin got his wish. He's the self-described Grand Poobah of the First Church of Cannabis. Amid the RIFRA controversy, Levin filed for his church to become legal. On July 1st, the church opened its doors. It was a packed house, but one thing was notably absent: marijuana. Police warned Levin that if anyone lit up, they would be arrested. The services go on without it, but now the church is suing the state for the right to smoke cannabis legally as part of a sacrament. Levin says that the community, not the cannabis, is the biggest reason people join the church.
This church has an unusual gift that allows many people from many walks of life all get along. There are people who would not typically talk to each other had they not been in this church. But now that they are in this church, they do communicate with each other. This church is here to open people's hearts so that they can communicate with each other.
Services are Wednesday evenings, and members of the church wander in. Some bring friends, while others meet them there. Carly Miller is a regular at the church. She commutes for each service from Bloomington.
I saw about it on Facebook and stuff, and I just thought I'm gonna go check that out, and I liked it, so I've just kept coming back.
As everyone waits for the service to start, they talk amongst each other. Finally, Levin walks in with a grand bravado and hugs everyone he can. On stage, Levin performs the I love you prayer and continues to pass a basket for members to give donations, which is how the church stays open. Churchgoers then give testimonials ranging from the positive effects cannabis has had on their lives to problems they may be having, to members just talking about their week.
Well, we don't see that's a church, that's a club now.
Emerson Ottinger and his wife Jana sit next door every Wednesday night during services and protest. Jana was baptized here and thinks what the church has become is a disgrace.
But a church is supposed to be a pastor or minister or a reverend or something like that. He wants to be the Grand Poobah.
While they say they aren't sure whether the church has brought an influx of crime, they still worry about its influence in the impression it makes on their neighborhood.
I live across the street and been here for 35 years. And, we say, tell people, that's a drug house because they want to smoke illegal drugs. And we ask people, it says, how would you like it if it put it next to your mom's house? Well, it ain't my mom's house. It's her mom's, but it's my house. And I don't want it next to my house or in my neighborhood.
But Levin is resolute in promoting his idea of community. The First Church of Cannabis just finished a sock drive and is in the throes of a coat drive that will last through February. They also have plans to start visiting nursing homes and jails and prisons. Even if the church's suit against the state falls through, Levin says he isn't going anywhere. He says he's been here every Wednesday since July and will continue to practice his religion.
We're here for the long run. I plan on doing this until I'm about 90 or 100. I ain't going anywhere.
But whether they'll be smoking marijuana anytime soon is still a little hazy. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Harrison Wagner.